Okay, so today, Monday the 1st of December, we've got 10 a.m. news today. We've got PMI at 10 a.m. red, yellow at 9:45. Shouldn't be too big of an issue, but we'll see. Now coming into today, it's not extremely clear to me as we are bullish, but we're obviously in a bearish gap, daily gap, but also a bullish one. I'd imagine this bullish one is going to hold and take us higher as just obviously trend is bullish. And on the weekly, we obviously coming from this weekly fair value gap here. So it looks like we want this ERL here. So I am bullish overall. Obviously, that being said, that doesn't mean today necessarily has to be bullish. As you can see on the 4 hour, we have been trading up. So if we wanted to kind of, rebalance to somewhere, maybe this fair value gap just above discount or even to this discount gap, then I wouldn't hate that. We've also obviously got this 4 hour gap we're coming lower from. So that being said, with London High up here, I'm looking for two kind of things. I'm going to want to see us take this low of day and get a long up to London High, or I'm going to want to see us come take London High, fill this hourly gap, and then trade lower, targeting this low as this is Asian low. Right, so either one of those scenarios, I will be trading either one of those. And if neither one of them happen, I will take no trades. So I'll see you when market opens, and I'll see you when I take a trade. Okay, I did want to try this long, but I'm gonna give it a miss. The reason I wanted to try, obviously now it's working, is we pushed up, we made these dead equal highs. We then came down, right? We didn't get to Asia low, but we swept this low here with an S&T. 5 minute gap to the left here. We then got a nice clean 30-second inverse out of it. Like I said, I avoided it because I was wanting Asia low, but the trade would look something like that for 4R. It'd be break even at this high, so it'd already be a break even. So obviously, unfortunately, that I didn't get into that one, but it's more than fine. We do have news at 10, so if I was to just wait for 10, then that would be no problem at all. So not taking a trade before is fine, even if this does go ahead and work, which it looks like it might. But yeah, it does look like a very nice trade. And like I say, obviously the London high is a relative equal high. And then we did put in these perfect equal highs, which are like, especially after we get in this momentum, I'm very confident that will go and hit. Obviously it would have been nicer if we swept Asia low, then I probably would have took it. But considering, like I said this morning, I wanted to see the Asia low get taken, or at least be an S&T. That's why I did not take the long. And we're delivering from this hourly bearish gap. Obviously not anymore, but at the time we were traded down lower from it, so I wasn't looking to take a 30-second long. So I will let this play out. Obviously looks very nice, and there's no problem with me not taking that. Okay, so since we've now taken London high, I'm just coming on to say that I'm going to wait for the 10 a.m. news in 6 minutes, and then I'm still going to be with the two ideas that I want to see us trade into this gap above London high, then trade lower, because we still do have the Asia low. But because we do have this high resistance low with an S&T that swept this low, if we do get, so for example, a 5 minute fair value gap and a continuation higher, I can also take that. That would be valid for me, targeting up here or just the internal high. I'm not against shorts, but I'm also not against longs now. So we will have to see kind of what we get above this high and what the news does, whether it's pushes higher or lower, or we may just take this high and consolidate. Right, that's very likely, considering, like I said, we have a high resistance low put in, and then we've had a nice move to take out the ERL. So that might have been the move for the day that we didn't get in, which is again not a problem. Glad I spotted it, but didn't take it for a few reasons. And yeah, it's just one of them ones. I mean, I came into the day, obviously, and I said I wanted to see Asia low. So if I then take a 30-second long when we're, this close to Asia low and haven't taken it on S&T, if that loses, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to be like, what am I doing? Why have I just ignored myself and taken that? So although it did look very good, didn't exactly fit the plan, and there's 10 a.m. red news. So more than happy to miss out on that trade. So yeah, we'll see what we get now. So found another potential trade, and it is this 2 minute inverse to the downside. So we came up, obviously traded higher above London session into this hourly gap like I wanted. We've now made a 2 minute not 2 minute, but just, you know, any time frame really, SMT at this high. As you can see, this high SMT. And then we've got this 2 minute gap to close. Now, obviously, if we do close this gap and go for this high, then there'll be no trade. But what I'm looking for is for this 2 minute candle to just close below here, and then I will take the short. I'll be targeting this low or Asia low, depends on how much momentum we have, and I will be going break even at this 5 minute unfilled gap here. Okay, so we'll see if we get into the trade. We do have a little 5 minute gap up here just below the 2 minute, but I'm not going to be bothered about that as an entry criteria or as a break even point. The reason is it's just so small, right? Like, you wouldn't take a short off of it. Do you know what I mean? If we close below, I wouldn't use that as my only confluence as a short because it's not obvious enough, so I'm not going to let it affect my trade, if you know what I mean. And if we close below the 2 minute, considering we've been chopping here and have an SMT, if we do want to continue higher, we will at least come down into this discounted 5 minute gap. So that'd be my break even. So let's see if we can actually get in on this trade. Okay, so here, as you can see, we're pretty much failing to close below it. What we've also gone and done is ES has already tapped this lower 5 minute, which has made an SMT. So I just don't know how much I like this now, as that was my kind of safe break even point. What I'll probably do is I'll probably skip out on this short, and the trade I'll look to take will be tapping into this 5 minute and getting a long. I think that seems about right. I mean, we're about to close below this 5 minute. Let's see if we do. Because, I mean, I was thinking maybe try catch a 30-second long or something out of this 5 minute gap. But because obviously now that we have the SMT, I feel like continuation's more promising. But then I would be targeting a high resistance high. See, again, we couldn't close below the gap, but we're now trading lower. And we've not even got the 2 minute close yet. And we're already this low. So yeah, so I think the only trade I'll look to take now will be a long out of this 5 minute gap down here. What I didn't actually realize was there's a 15 minute bullish gap here. So with that being said, I think if we can get it, I will try this 2 minute long here, as this looks like a very nice continuation to me. Okay, I found a possible trade to take. So again, we've got the 15 minute gap that we failed to close below, along with this 15 minute order block. We've also got this hourly CISD. We trade down lower. We create an SMT with ES with the 5 minute gap there. And then we now got a nice singular 1 minute gap that hopefully we can close through with this next candle. We've got LRLR here. Yes, we do have an SMT at the top here, but this is LRLR on ES, as none of it has been taken, and obviously ES is a lot lower, so hopefully ES can have some momentum to go higher, which we can then copy on the Nasdaq. So I'll let you know if I take this trade. This is the best looking trade to me I've seen so far. I can't see any reason why this shouldn't work, just in continuation higher. And yeah, obviously we did come into this gap here, and obviously we are in premium of the range, so it does look like, you know, maybe it's a MD to go lower. But if we're getting the continuation model long, and if we've left, for example, this 15 minute gap here unfilled, this one here unfilled, you know, maybe we do want to come and fill them. So we'll see if we can get this long, and it should at least work to this high if we do want to get it. Okay, here we are in our trade for the day. What we did was we came down into this 5 minute gap, made an SMT with this, not this low here, but the low, one of the lows down there. The 15 minute gap's still currently being respected. Obviously the very discounted 5 minute gap's being respected. We then get a very, very, very nice displacement candle through these two 1 minute fair value gaps. There's no higher time frame fair value gaps to tap into. And obviously we've got the LRLR with this high up here. So this is my trade for the day. Looks very good to me. A plus. We'll see how we do. I'll be going break even at this high here, and hopefully we'll let it run and we'll hit our take profit. So let's see. I'll let you know the result. Okay, just coming on to say we've now hit my break even mark. So this is a risk-free trade. I cannot lose. And yeah, we'll see what happens. If I go stop the break even, I'm done for the day. If I hit the win, I'm done for the day. I can no longer lose. So I'll do my recap now. For like my psychology, I think I've traded almost as perfect as I can do today. I don't think I've made any, psychological mistakes. I think I've traded insanely well. I think I've traded well technically too. Obviously, the market hasn't always done exactly what I wanted or expected it to do, but I came in with my 2 ideas. And then once that ideas changed due to making this low down here, I then said I'm possible into looking for longs. Do you know what I mean? Instead of just wanting the higher gap than lower or lower than higher, even though we went higher first because we had this little move with the SMT, I said to myself, I'm fine wanting longs. So, and I stuck to that, and that ends up being the trade I take. So let's see if this wins, which would be nice. Don't love that rejection, but like I say, there's not really any PD arrays here. Well, there is a 2-minute fair value gap actually, so we'll hopefully be closing above that. But yeah, either way, what happens with this trade, I'm very happy with my performance today. I will come back and I will let you know the result of this trade. Okay, there we are. Unfortunately, a break-even trade, but not a problem. I still have high conviction in this. I reckon it probably will end up working, but we'll have to see. Yeah, so that's today. Like I said, very happy with myself today. I think I traded very well. And we'll come back and we'll do the exact same thing tomorrow. All right.